supposedly education is meant to be free and equal and accessible to everyone. However, in reality, this is not the case. In your opinion, do you believe education is accessible to everyone?
To a certain extent.
Yeah.
University, like the HEC system, that's really good because at least people think they're not going to pay anything, but like they probably don't think about the debt when they're finished. But I think definitely higher education is accessible to a lot of people, at least practically, but I guess more people just thinking about their opportunities might be less. So in communities with like lower socio-economic status, they might not think that they have the opportunities which are available to them, and so they don't like pursue it.
I think theoretically it is, but I think in practice probably not, because a lot of people come from disadvantaged backgrounds, and therefore I don't think it's that equal, especially with like the new liberal government policies that are like probably going to be in place. I don't think we're moving towards a more equal education system.
What is the highest level of education your parents received, and do you think this has impacted on your decision to pursue a higher education?
Both my parents have completed university degrees, and I think, there is definitely not necessarily a pressure, but sort of a need, or like a kind of want to follow in their footsteps.
Expectation.
Yeah.
Yeah, my dad has a PhD, that's his highest one, and my mum a master's degree, so I guess, learning and studying is sort of a tradition, I guess. Yeah.
Well, both my parents graduated from university. They both have their masters, and my mum's considering getting her PhD. So higher education was never really like, it's not like I was forced into it, but it was more like a natural path.
So which groups do you think are disadvantaged by the education system?
I think people from lower socioeconomic backgrounds, people from rural areas, and people from like indigenous backgrounds are disadvantaged, because I don't think the idea of higher education is very promoted to people in from those backgrounds. But I do think there are positive steps being made forward. There is affirmative action. Like there are quotas, and I think universities do have to take a certain number of people from a rural background or something. So I think we're moving towards that direction, but I think they are still a disadvantage. Yeah. So.
Going back to what I said before, just the groups like perhaps in Aboriginal communities in sort of non-urban areas, where if they wanted to, they would have access to it practically, but they don't have the drive to go to uni because they don't get the education
And sometimes
benefits.
the culture.
Culture as well.
Culture and education.
Yeah.
Potentially people of a low socioeconomic status, maybe?
Potentially people of a low socioeconomic status, yes, that does sound possible.
Seems legit.
That's alright.
Possibly people from rural areas.
True.
Yep.
Although I think there is systems put in place to minimise that gap.
Yeah.